Welcome back. Running cars. This is my early morning commute. Not too early, it's 6 in the morning. Nice and quiet. Birds are the pedestrians. Get a nice sunrise. It's glorious. You know, I am so happy that I'm actually not in the city. I hate traffic. I hate that's pretty. The only other car is a gravel truck. 2023 Dodge Hornet GT Plus Tech Pack Blacktop. You know, I made some videos about used cars and things, and how I hate certain vehicles. I was biased against SUVs, but I got one. I make fun of electric cars. I made a video about electric cars on my channel there. I think it's coming out today or tomorrow, which is a couple of weeks from now, from the time of posting this video or making this video. And I was driving into my driveway like last night, and I was thinking about electric cars and how I don't like them. How we're all going to be pushed into them, basically, here in Canada. We're going to be forced to buy them. Then I thought, you know what, people are going to buy them. It doesn't matter if they work, it doesn't matter if the infrastructure's there or not. You know, people are going to buy them. People are already, buying them right now. The people who've been living with them have stopped buying them and are not returning and buying another one. That's what the data shows. But, really, it doesn't matter. Because I was thinking, what is the worst car you've ever driven? What is the car, I was thinking of questions for the channel and things like, what's the worst car you ever drove? What's the most, what is the car that you were the most embarrassed to be seen in, that you're embarrassed to be driving? Things like that. And I thought back to some of my own cars and cars I've driven through the years, and cars I pulled up to the club in. And I've always, it comes down to it, if it's wheels and it gets you places and it gives you that little bit of independence, it doesn't matter what kind of car it is. Nuts and bolts, down to brass tacks. It does not matter what kind of car, as long as you've got wheels, because that's what really matters. Yes, I guess it's nice when you can go out and you can pick and choose with your money, and get that car that you've had your eye on for a while. Bonus, good for you. And then you get bored of it, and then you switch it out in a couple of years. I think a lot of people go out and choose cars based on what they need and hope it'll last a long, long, long time, because they're paying a lot of money for them. And then switch them out right away. And then there's some people, they've wanted that Volvo. They've wanted that XC70. They wanted that. For a long, they wanted the that Subaru Outback. They've been dreaming of it for years. They've planned trips with it in their mind and in fantasy. They know how they'd arrange it if they go backpacking, and how the backpacks get set in there, and how they'll sleep in it overnight on the, when they get off the trail. Late Sunday night, make it up to the parking lot. And they'll live with that out back forever. They'll go grocery shopping. They know how they'll arrange the bags in the trunk. They know how they'll put their kids in the seats. Things like that. And, I've done that with cars. I've taken cars that I didn't like. Case in point, I had an El Camino, like 79 or something. Me and my dad, we did a concrete job, and in payment, he took the El Camino. I thought it was an ugly car. I didn't know anything about it. It was American, and I thought it was junk. I have no idea. I'm trying to think how old I was. Must have been around 20. My dad was excited about it too. He was excited to get that Camino. He's like, we got this car, and I looked at this abomination of a car/truck. Wasn't good at either of both of them. But the funny thing about that car, when I had no idea. I didn't know there was such a big, cultural thing about that car. And when I would pull up to stoplights, people would rev their engines and want to drag race me in that car. I mean, it was black. It was in good shape. It had, whatever the 8-cylinder is that comes in those things. It had the rally wheels on it. It did. It looked sporty. And the car actually, it was fun to drive. It was really nice to drive. The Chevy cars, that Chevy car was really nice to drive. Lots of power. And that, just having the people constantly, it was constant. Every time, I'd stop at a stop. It's kind of like this Hornet. When I pull up to a gas station or in a parking lot and there's people standing around, people ask, hey, is that Hornet? They're interested. And with that Camino, it was hilarious. I couldn't believe, every time I'd pull up to, every time I parked the car, every time I was at a gas station, it was the same thing. People are like, hey, is that a 78 or 79? Does that got, whatever size engine in it? Is that the SS? People love talking about the car. People love, I don't get asked to drag race in my Hornet. But driving that El Camino, I was being asked to drag race every time I took it out. Every single time I took that car out. And I drove it through the city. Somewhere along the day, once or twice, some guy would pull up. It didn't really matter what car they were driving. They just wanted to see this car and hear this car go. That was all. They just wanted to have some fun off of a light. So, when we get down to it and we got to choose our own cars, or we're being, or cars are being forced upon us, or the only cars that are available are what they are. We'll drive whatever. As long as it's got 4 seats and a steering wheel, a little bit of space to put something to bring home from the grocery store, to put our hockey sticks, to put our gym bag, to put our girlfriend or boyfriend or kid or parent or dog or cat. Cars are so integrated into our lives as necessities that it won't matter if Canada goes electric cars and used cars dry up or become too expensive. It won't matter. People will buy and drive whatever they will get their hands on. A long, long time ago, I watched a documentary and it did come up in the comments when I, said when used cars are going to become heroically expensive, and they brought up Cuba. And I remember a long time watching a documentary on Cuba and how the United States left and put embargoes against them, and basically the cars that were left there from the 50s are still there today, and these people make those cars run on whatever's available. They keep them in perfect condition. Some of them run on like lawnmower engines or two-stroke. Whatever engine is that is working, that's around there, that can go, that they can manufacture to put into that thing to get it to run on four wheels on its own. It goes into the car. It goes into that car. Because people like cars, of course, and people like the freedom of cars that it provides, or the independence that it provides. And most importantly, our world is built for cars. I don't see sidewalks alongside this highway. I don't see trolley rails for trains. What I got here is two-lane blacktop with shoulders in case your car breaks down. Not your bicycle. Not a train. Not a boat. Not a plane. No pedestrians. No cyclists. Cars. Things that run on rubber tires. And there's people who want to demonize this and take it away and try to destroy it. I don't get that at all. It's just complaining. That's not providing a solution, I just thought I'd share this morning drive with you. Because maybe you're stuck in traffic. Maybe you're in gridlock on your way into work. Maybe you don't have access to nice open road, quiet drives, no other cars around. I think I actually put this on cinematic. A little bit of goodness to help you out during your day. Alright, thank you for your viewership. Like and subscribe and tell your friends. Alright, I'll see you on the next one.